All right, guys. Welcome to the first official TDS Podcast. We're excited to be doing this. My name's Bryson.
I'm Nick.
And I'm Chris.
Let's get this money.
Let's get this bread.
All right.
So, as you can see, this isn't our background of choice, but it is a good-looking background. It probably won't last for too long, but, you know, we're open to
no
different settings.
No disrespect to Mother Teresa.
Yeah, true.
Clearly one of the best mothers of all time.
One of the greatest mothers of all time. All right, so.
Oh, and also feel free to chat with.
Yeah, feel free to leave any comments or blessings
we
or
have
well
a few
wishes.
things planned out, like what we're trying to do, talk about. But yeah, if you guys have any ideas, just feel free. I'll be trying to read the chat here. So.
And if you see us wiping our brows, it's probably because it's hot as Satan's crotch.
Yeah, it's so hot. It's
God, it really
like 80
is.
degrees up here. We're in the attic. So.
And I'm a little large, anyway.
You're still sexy though.
Okay.
All right.
First thing, finals.
NBA Finals?
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting for sure.
Well, so tomorrow's game 2.
Yeah.
And Toronto took game 1,
Mm-hmm.
which...
Wait, are we started?
Yeah, we're good. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, pull it up.
Yeah. Or tell your friends. All right. Anyways, continue.
So anyway.
So we need to start it over before they watch.
No.
No, it's going. They
We're
can just
going
watch
right
it.
now.
I know,
We're
but
good.
they haven't seen the first
Bro, we've got
part.
7
It doesn't matter.
viewers. Let's go.
Let's
What's
go.
up, Tori?
What's up?
Yo, what's up, T?
All right.
God,
so,
I feel like
right,
I feel
what
like a
were we
Twitch
getting into?
streamer. Oh my god. But now I was saying that Toronto took game 1,
yeah.
which was kind of, I guess, not that big of a surprise because it was in Toronto.
I feel like,
But I mean,
for me at least,
What's up, T?
I feel like everyone wanted, or I feel like everyone, well, not everyone, you have your Warriors fans, but the majority of people wanted the Raptors to win, obviously.
Warriors fans.
But I feel like it's still, I was even a little surprised just because, for the last how many ever years we've seen LeBron versus the Warriors.
Yeah.
And now we finally have another team and superstar, Kawhi, playing against them. So
Can we
I
talk
feel like
about
it's
Kawhi?
different.
I'm just glad Kawhi plays for Toronto now, not the Spurs. Finally, so I can like the guy.
Yeah.
Have you heard the comparisons?
He got done beating the crap out of the Suns for
This
years on
fucking
end.
guy.
Chris is a Suns fan, in case you guys
It's okay,
didn't know
Chris.
that.
Y'all come
Valley
around.
of the Sun, baby.
Y'all come around eventually.
But anyway, have you heard the comparisons between Kawhi and Jordan? Like just how they play. You know how Kawhi can palm the ball because he has huge hands, the claw.
Yeah.
You know how he palms it and can put it behind his back and stuff like MJ used to do.
Yeah.
Seen that
Don't
stuff?
you feel like, though, critics are way too in a rush
I feel like
to
they're
make comparisons?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what I was
Yeah,
gonna say.
totally.
Yeah, they're way too in a rush to compare people to people who were great.
They don't let them be their own player.
Yeah.
There has to be
True.
somebody that they can.
Well, see, do you guys watch First Take? That's an honest question because I don't know.
Yeah. Not all.
Stephen
Yeah,
A.
just not a
obviously,
huge
but-
Stephen A. fan.
Yeah.
Well, Stephen A. Max Kellerman, I kind of like the show, but I like the show because it's literally just drama.
Yeah.
Their purpose, you think about it though, because it is a business.
Yeah.
If we were on a show, say this is our TV show, we want to bring up points that are
Oh,
controversial.
yeah. Well, you're not just going to sit here and talk about stuff that's boring.
Yeah,
obviously.
if we just say the Warriors are a really good basketball team.
Yeah.
How is that
obviously.
supposed to be interesting for
Yeah,
other
it's not
people to
interesting.
watch?
It'd be like if we got on here and I was like, so what did you have for lunch today?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I
That's
got
just
on here
boring.
and I was like, hey, I sucked my first dig today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't. I don't think.
Yeah, it's like your 10th.
You mean you probably did, but
But,
it's okay.
no,
We still
seriously,
love you.
Max Kellerman and Stephen A. You heard Max Kellerman say that, did you guys see that? It was 2 weeks ago.
Oh, yeah.
Kellerman said that Kawhi was more clutch than Kobe.
Yeah. Have you
Did you
didn't
not
see
hear
that?
about that?
I saw it on Twitter. I didn't see it on.
Yeah.
I didn't see it live, but
I'm just saying.
Yeah, and
Kawhi's got 0
what's the-
rings.
What's
obviously, yeah. We're
who's
not
the
agreeing with him. We're just saying.
Who's the bike wreck guy from Duke? Jay Williams.
Jay-
It was First Take. So it was
No,
Jay
don't
Williams and
listen.
Stephen A. And they
Shout out Tar Heels.
they both literally got out of their chairs and
Yeah. Oh no.
had to walk
Yeah.
away 'cause they were so pissed.
Jay Williams got up and just walked away, and he was like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, that's crazy."
Hey, what's up, Tom?
So, anyways, so the finals. Who do you think is gonna win?
Well, I do think
we're on the
I
topic.
do think that game 1 was a big win for them because Toronto's like been.
It was
going
a must
crazy.
win for
Have
Toronto.
you
Oh
seen
yeah,
the-
for sure. They can't lose any home games. At least not out of the first two.
Have you seen the Jurassic Park stuff where like they have like 30,000 people?
Yeah,
Like,
they
maybe
said-
they're-
Oh yeah.
that's a rough. I don't know for
They
sure.
said people showed up as early as 8 a.m.
Yeah.
for game one just to stand out
just
there.
to celebrate and what's their first time ever going to the
Well,
finals?
I mean, it
right?
makes sense. If I lived close, I'd do the same thing.
Yeah.
For sure.
And you don't have to pay for tickets.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then you're still in the atmosphere, which
Yeah.
is what's cool. It's like a live watch party.
I was
Well, if the
listening-
Hornets were sorry, I mean cut you off.
No, you're good. I was listening to I think it was during the game the other night, and one of the commentators was talking about like he's been doing it a long time, and he was talking about in like '95 when he first started, which I think is when they started.
Yeah.
He did a game in Toronto, he said, and he said that like the atmosphere was just like they calmly sat and clapped for the team, and they were like, typical like Canadians and stuff. They were just like, good job. And he was like, to see what it is now, they're just like going crazy and have like a crazy culture there. So
I feel like Toronto, especially, I've never been to Canada, but I feel like Toronto especially has adapted an Americanized society almost, like a culture like we have. Like, just because all the sports teams that are in U.S. sports leagues.
Wait, who said?
that
Anson says that Kawhi has one ring. Did you say he doesn't?
Oh, I forgot that he did.
Yeah, he
I
won.
forgot.
He was Finals
Let's
MVP.
go on, dog.
As we've said, I hate the Spurs,
Yeah.
so chances are I don't care. I love you, Anson.
Yeah,
But that
you're
is
just
a
a
fact.
hater.
I'm glad you're engaging in the chat, Anson. That's awesome. Anyways.
I am hating on the Spurs. That's fun. I'm allowed to.
Anyways, I completely lost my train of thought. But what I was going to say a minute ago was that, like you said, people showed up at 8 a.m. I mean, if the Hornets were a really good team, then I'd gladly drive an hour to Charlotte
Well,
or
that's why
something.
that's why they call it a culture of winning.
Yeah, exactly. Once
It's
you
because
start winning,
It develops, and you're always going to have your true fans.
oh yeah,
We know as well as anybody knows about bandwagon fans with the
when we went to the
Panthers.
Super Bowl. Yeah, exactly. There's so many people that pop up. Well, I feel like going to a finals or a Super Bowl or World Series not as much just because a lot of people don't. Well, I'm not gonna say a lot of people don't watch baseball because I love baseball, but it's different.
Right.
Football and basketball have a little bit more hype just because they're a little bit different. But like going to a finals, you have your bandwagon fans that pop up who are like, "Oh my God, I've always loved the Panthers," for example.
Like a cousin that we have.
Yeah. But also, you have your people who are driven more to hate that team because they see other people liking them. Like I remember when we were in high school and the Panthers went to the Super Bowl. God, just completely lost my.
Well,
Anyways, yeah. The Panthers, obviously, there was a bunch of new Panthers fans, but then there were also a lot of new Broncos fans.
And then there's always those like coming out of the woodwork fucking fans.
Yeah.
They're like,
Oh, God.
They're like, oh well, shit. Like, yeah, I'm a huge Warriors fan. It's like,
No, jeez.
I just got my first jersey though.
Yeah, I want to say
Yesterday.
too, like we're all Panthers fans. Like we're all big Panthers
Yeah.
fans,
Fuck the Spurs.
and
Obviously, we're North Carolina
yeah,
locals.
shout out Danny
so.
Green. But we all pull for the Panthers, and back in 2015 when we had our run,
Yeah.
went
To the Super Bowl.
we went
15-1.
We were 15-1, 17-2 overall.
Falcons. God.
But when we made that run, like we've all been diehard, watch every game, no matter if we have a terrible record. We always watch,
Oh, yeah.
passionate, loyal, whatever.
Yeah, of course.
And then that year, I know you guys noticed like how many people were like, "Yeah, I'm a Panthers fan." You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Well, I mean-
like there were so many people that like started repping the Panthers and wearing stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And it was,
Of course.
it was pissing me off
It's like
so
get
much.
the fuck
like,
off our
Well,
dick
people-
now. Like finally,
People will do anything for attention, and if the Panthers are what's popping,
Yeah.
that's kind of deep to get into off of the sports topic, but
oh yeah,
popping. God, I'm an idiot. But anyways, people are always going to want attention if that's what's big at the time. Like
Yeah.
Panthers wearing Panthers stuff,
Yeah.
or the Warriors, exactly. People being like, "Oh my God, I love Steph Curry," which he is a North Carolina person, but
Yeah.
that's what I'm getting at. Is people are going to use that clout that team has
Yeah.
to make themselves feel better or look better. Or
People
cooler or whatever.
enjoy watching teams and like pulling for teams that are doing
Yeah.
well. Which
Oh,
I mean,
yeah, of course.
yeah, that's the thing though. Like that's what being a true fan is. I'm not saying like if you start pulling for the Raptors now, that you're a fake fan because you just started, and that's cool. Like, I understand. Like, for example,
you always have to become a fan at some point.
But don't act like you're just fucking day one.
Yeah, exactly.
For example, like, I used to like the Thunder when KD, not right when he went there, because like he was a supersonic and I didn't pull for him back then. But I used to like Kevin Durant was my dude. Honestly, still is. Like, I love Kevin Durant.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I know
Slim
stuff
Ripper.
he's done. Jesus, like, it
You
pisses
goddamn
me off
right.
too. But
You even made a YouTube video when he left.
yeah, I know.
That's interesting.
That's a cringe fest. But anyway.
I love it. I think it's hilarious.
Well,
But I used to be a fan, like, and now, to be honest, I don't really care about the Thunder.
Yeah.
Like, because KD left, and KD was my dude. Like, I'm being honest. And so, like, you have certain things that may make you like a team.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
But, like, it was just crazy to me.
Well, I think
when
it's also
everyone
different
started.
when it's a local team and it's not a local team. Like, for us, anybody could leave the Panthers and we're still going to be diehard Panthers fans. The Tar Heel college basketball team, Carolina, they get new players roughly every year. I mean, not as much as Duke and those other schools.
Yeah.
But they get new players every year, and we automatically love them.
Yeah.
For the majority, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And we support them, even like, say, Kobe White goes for 1 year, lights it up, now he's going to the NBA, and
Yeah.
we're not the kind of people who are like, screw him for leaving, because it's like, that's a good decision.
And that's something I understand.
he's got to go make
Obviously,
paper now.
He's going to go get paid. Why would
Yeah.
you not go get paid? That's, I mean,
Well, especially like now too, when there are so many athletes. Like, to be honest, like, you have to take your chances when
Oh, yeah.
when you have them.
well, I mean, especially the money that you get, even for, because he could go to the draft, get signed, get his bonus, and then get hurt. And that's still a lot of money.
Yeah.
That's that he wouldn't have had if he had got hurt the year
do you
before.
know how much money because I don't know. This is a rhetorical question, but like, do you know how much they get paid for being a lottery pick?
Oh, a lot.
It's so,
I don't know the
their,
exact
their
number.
bonus
but
is so.
It's like $5
I
million.
actually look it up.
I don't know how much it is, but it's.
I think it's
wanna
like
say
five.
it's something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah, it's a ridiculous amount. And if you're smart with your money, like $5 million, dude. I mean, like, what do you need more than that for?
Yeah, true.
It's crazy.
The first year salary is for the number one overall pick is $5,855,000, and that's the salary. That's not even including the bonus. So that's your rookie deal for the first year on average. If you're the first overall pick,
I think it's funny because people always want to talk so much about what they would do if they were in their position,
Yeah.
with their talent, their skill
but you
level.
don't know
But you
No.
never know
until you
Okay,
experience
so-
it. You don't know.
So we got
But that applies to everything.
Zion, obviously going number one, go Hills, and
Yeah.
it's like nobody knows. Like, there's not a guarantee that he doesn't go out, and I don't wish this on him either, but there's no way that you can guarantee that he's not going to walk on the court, play 6 games, and tear his fucking Achilles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like-
Like Gordon Hayward,
Yeah.
first game of the season,
And it is
destroys his leg.
and
I mean,
it
he's
is-
better now, but you know.
it has literally changed the way he plays now for the Celtics. He can't jump like he used to.
Well, I mean, think about it. If you had just destroyed, was it his ankle or was it? I think it was his ankle, wasn't it? Anyways, if
it was close.
say you just basically destroyed your ankle live on television in front of millions of people, and all of that tension, like obviously they're already under a ton of pressure because they have that many people watching, that many people counting on them to be successful. But then you get hurt in front of all those people, and all the tension of the pain and everything is on you. I mean, think about the next time he goes up for a layup, or any time he goes up for a layup, or goes up to dunk it or whatever. I'm sure there's at least. I mean, obviously some people are good at moving on from things, but I'm sure there's at least a sliver of
There's something in the back of your
yeah,
mind.
exactly. So that's gonna affect the way he plays for the rest of his life. As much as that sucks, that's just how it's gonna be. You know.
Tori asks, is it bad to like a team for only 1 or 2 players?
I wouldn't say so.
I don't. I think as long as you stay loyal.
Yeah, I mean, I would say
To-
as long as you don't go out there and be like, I've loved this team my whole life. I only like, I love every player that's on the team. Then it's cool. You know?
Well, I mean, it's like,
I mean, we're just saying this from our perspective. Obviously, we're diehard fans for just about anybody we cheer for.
Mhm.
But for other people, they might just like a person or like their personality.
Yeah.
I mean, there's LeBron fans, that only like the team he plays for, and they follow him because that's their favorite player. And I'm not. I'm not in a position. I don't play in the NBA or coach or have anything to do with the NBA, so I'm not in a position to judge somebody off of that.
and you like who you like. Like, it's not.
Yeah, like there's no. It would be stupid to say that to tell people you didn't like them just to protect yourself from getting crap. Because ultimately, who cares what people say? Even if you are a bandwagon fan, who cares?
And the really cool thing about that is that, so say you're based off that you like two of the players or one player. In pulling for that team, there's going to be other players that you grow to like that do things in clutch situations make. So like it's like a stepping stone.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
It's like a stepping stone to finding a team you like. So I mean, you might as well pull for somebody if you're into it. Because I started Tori, I started pulling for
sometimes
the Suns.
ASAP Kells, go Trailblazers.
When I was probably 13, and that was based on Steve Nash.
Yeah.
And then I just grew to love, and then still to this day, I guess just being a true fan is sticking with him through the good and the bad.
Well, Eric said, I was born and bred in North Carolina, and I'm an Aqua and Orange Fins fan.
He is for a
fact.
fact.
That's the thing, like, it doesn't matter if you live in North Carolina and you pull for a team. Like, for example, we're big soccer fans, and we pull for Barcelona, Chris and I, and you pull for Manchester City, which that's a team in England and a team in Spain.
Yeah.
Which soccer is different because like a lot of the best teams are in Europe, but it's just an example. It's it's just an example of like you don't have to be in one place to like.
Did you see that?
Steve Nash would get dogged by
dog this fucking dick, Isaac.
All right. But yeah, no, I agree. And it's like. And everybody has their own story to how they start liking a team.
Yeah, I mean, it's what makes sports so unique.
Like
it's
like random and cheesy is why I started liking Man City is y'all were playing.
Yeah.
And I was like, y'all were like, you should like get into it. And like at the time I wasn't that interested, but obviously now I am. But I got interested into it because I was like, well, I'm just going to pick a team that looks cool and sounds cool, and I'm going to cheer for them. I didn't pick the winningest team at the time.
Yeah.
They ended up being really good.
Yeah.
Obviously, they won 2 Premier League trophies in a row.
Pep,
yeah, obviously. But I was like, hey, I like that team's light blue jerseys on FIFA. I wasn't even watching them in real life. And I was like, well, I'm gonna start watching them.
Well, Chris played, probably FIFA 09 or something?
Yeah, like FIFA 08 or FIFA 09, and the only thing I knew, like as far as like teams that I should pull for or could pull for, was on the demo. It wasn't even the full fucking game.
Yeah,
it was just the demo, and I was like, I'm scrolling through. I'm like, I suck ass at this game, so I'm gonna have to get somebody that's good. And I see the stars filled up, and I'm like,
and we got 11 viewers.
I'm like Barcelona.
What's up, guys?
I'm like, fuck yeah. So. And that's the story. That's how it starts. There has to be a spark somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
So, Tori, great fucking question.
Yeah, that was a great question. That really led us on a little tangent.
To shout out to Eric Anthony, speaking of diehard fans, this man's about as fucking diehard as it gets for Miami Dolphins.
That's honestly like being a diehard fan, you go through like the worst of the worst, and that makes the best moments even better. The best example I can think of is the Tar Heels basketball. In 2016, we lose to like literally one of the craziest shots in sports history.
Oh yeah,
without a doubt.
Following up another crazy shot.
Bro, I was genuinely crying. Like we all.
Oh yeah, I was brokenhearted.
And we go and redemption the next year.
Yeah,
and the next year. So it just makes like those.
That's like you were saying. I was to say this earlier, but I got distracted. I feel like there's multiple kinds of fans, but there's two kind of main types of fans, and there's people who like their team when they're winning, and there's people who go through everything. And from personal experience, I feel like I like it. I feel like it's best for us because we get to experience the bad parts, which make the good parts better.
Yeah, I know, it's really open.
But yeah, so I feel like going through a struggle with a team makes the better times much better, just like you said. I didn't mean I kind of repeated what you said.
No, you're good. You talk about the draft?
Yeah, that was random. Anyways.
Draft and Zion.
NBA draft.
And all that hype.
Well, Chris kind of brought it up a minute ago. He was talking about Zion, and then we went on another tangent. But
well, first off, you said Morant has to do knee surgery, like a minor
Yeah.
You think that'll affect it?
I saw that Woj put out, it was only like 3 to 4 weeks he'd be out. And then it was minor things.
So it's not like a big deal.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to move him from like second in the draft or anything like that. But it's going to be like, we're Hornets fans, so I didn't really segue this, but like I used to be a Thunder fan, and I was still a Hornets fan at the time. But like since Durant left, I don't really pull for the Thunder that much, and I've been kind of like a Hornets fan.
Yeah.
But we're in this phase where like you guys know where the Hornets.
The Hornets are bogged down by bad contracts at the moment.
We want to do this. We want to win just enough games to where we don't make the playoffs, but where we get a middle of the road pick.
Well, we don't want to do that, but that's the amount of talent that we have.
But see, we have been fucked by the curse of Anthony Davis. Since then, that year we were the worst team in the NBA. In any other sport, it's the worst team that gets the first pick.
Yeah, Anson for sure.
They were definitely nasty.
Yeah, they were dirty.
Oh, yeah, and their
Carter
cousins.
and their cousins.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Tracy McGrady was like, I feel like, I don't want to change subjects or cut you off. Just really quickly, I got to say, I feel like he's one of the most underrated players.
Yeah. Well, both of them.
Well, he like Grant Hill both had significant knee injuries within the first 3 to 5 years of their careers that now they're obviously both great,
right?
But could have put them over the top.
Yeah.
Like we were talking about with Hayward. Because it takes a little off of you. You fucking tore your knee up.
Yeah. And I think that is what has made Paul George's performance this year that he had.
Oh, yeah. True.
Really impressive because, you know, what he did with his leg and how he came back pretty strong this year. He was an MVP candidate for a little while.
Yeah. I mean, had the team done better,
right.
he would have probably still been an MVP candidate. But yeah, the draft. We keep going off. But so obviously Zion is going first. So do y'all think even with the minor surgery, Ja will still go second?
I think he will. And the thing with
do you think that's a good pick for him to go second? I think so. I think he's by far the best point guard.
I know. I've heard not a lot of people, but I've heard some people say that Ja Morant may have the most not upside, but like most potential because he's kind of like built. He's 6'3" I think. Yeah. He's kind of built like Russell Westbrook. He's wiry right now, but you know how Russell was when he first came in the league too, and he can be really good. So I personally, if I had the second pick, I'd still be taking him.
So do you think it should be Zion, Ja, and then RJ?
I saw something that said the Knicks were shopping that pick, trying to get the 8th and the 10th pick. Ooh. For the third. I guess they value, but obviously it's a rumor.
I would say past the first 3 or so picks, the next 10 picks are very similar. Like I feel like there's no way to know which ones are going to end up being good or not. Which you never know who's going to be good. Obviously, back in the day, you had your LeBron who came out of high school, and they were like, okay, obviously he's going to be good.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, see, that's
and Kobe. Obviously,
that's the dawn of this new age, though.
Yeah. Well, you have to go to college.
And you're hyped up from the time you're 14 years old.
That's social media.
Social media.
I mean, TV, but TV interacts more with social media now than ever. So that goes together.
And the thing with drafting Zion first, which obviously he's going to be number 1, barring some miracle.
Coach Lambert.
I know. The thing with drafting Zion, though, is it's more than just getting the player. Mm-hmm. The hype around this guy is you've heard it.
Oh, yeah.
Similar to the hype around LeBron when he first came into the league. It's crazy. People are going crazy over it.
Well, I mean, it makes sense why. You see the things that he can do that nobody else can do. He's just he's a generational talent, but there's been other generational talents that didn't pan out in the NBA. Yeah. Not that I think he won't, because I'm full credit. I think he will because he's insanely good. But
Todd, what's up, player? Yes, hell yeah.
But yeah, so you think it'll be Zion, Ja,
I mean,
and then even if they shop the pick, RJ.
Yeah, probably. I mean,
well, it's crunch time for the Knicks.
I do think. Yeah, the Knicks got screwed.
Their fan base.
The Knicks got screwed.
Their fan base is imploding.
Think how different it would have been for them if they would have got that first pick.
Well, the thing is we're 20.
Yeah.
Chris, you probably know more about
I'm
it than
old
we
as
do.
fuck.
Yeah, you're 30.
Fuck.
I'm 12.
You probably know more about it than we do, but like I hear a lot of people say how the Knicks used to be one of the
Jesus.
franchises.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, I know they were good, but it's hard to relate to stuff that you didn't get to watch.
Yeah, so
in
like
person,
you and me
so.
growing up, the Knicks really were never good.
No, they weren't.
Even
really.
when Melo went there, the hype around that, they were never good.
They
You
still-
always see people in New York, they're repping the Knicks.
I mean, that's
It's
their
always
team.
a popular team, but like in the recent years, obviously they've been terrible. So like
Mhm.
a lot of people are saying they really needed to get that.
I mean, look,
number
the
one
Nets were better this year,
Mm-hmm.
so that's a huge switch up.
Mm-hmm.
Because even when they were both terrible, I just always in my head was like, okay, the Knicks are better. The Nets are not good.
Yeah.
But you never know who's going to turn out. I mean, D'Angelo Russell left the Lakers over that whole snitch.
That's
whatever,
another
that
player.
scam.
That's another
And he ended
player.
up being great.
Yeah, that's another player that really did good this year. Yeah, thanks for stopping by, guys. We got 10 viewers still. That's pretty lit.
Hell
14.
14.
Let's
Jesus,
go.
it's updated on there. Yeah, thanks for
Anyways,
stopping by, guys. But no, D'Angelo Russell though.
yeah.
A lot of
great.
people when he left LA were like doubting his ability.
Yeah,
'cause
well,
he was-
especially when he went to Brooklyn. They were like, even if he's good, they will never be good because it's just him.
Yeah.
So,
he
but I mean,
he won
he's
it. What
carried
the
him.
average this year? Like it was like
I don't know.
22-ish
It was like 21,
or
22.
Good.
something.
I just saw
And
It's
he
his
did-
third year, right?
Yeah,
I think so.
he did good for them in the playoffs too.
Mm.
But I mean, who did they play? Was it the
Well, I mean,
76ers?
They have young players that are also good.
Yeah.
So
See, that's what. And the Hornets have drafted.
the Hornets
Malik
draft
Monk.
young players. They're just bogged down by these terrible contracts.
I thought too, Malik Monk would be way
Yeah.
better than he's turned out to be, but also at the same time, Borrego, the coach,
Mhm.
James Borrego, hasn't played him as much
Yeah.
as I would like to, or Dwayne Bacon, because I've heard a lot of great things about Dwayne.
Okay,
Bacon,
so
but-
this is a question. Okay, do you think that at the same time as we were talking about earlier, that these kids have to make these decisions,
Mhm.
and we don't live their life, and we don't have their skills,
Yeah.
but at the same time,
Well, I can imagine how. I don't mean to cut you off, but
No,
I just
no,
want to
no,
throw this in. I can imagine how difficult it would be for me to make that much of a monetary decision, like a business decision, at 18 years old.
Yeah,
I mean, that's insane. Like,
yeah.
you go from playing basketball in a high school gym and not being allowed to make money, which obviously some of them when they go to college, they
Yeah,
under the table or
exactly.
whatever, but
thanks
To
to
have him-
NCAA.
$5 or so million in just salary in 1 year.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why a lot of people say, like, they make bad decisions with it, is because either they handle it on their own or they give it over to some random agent that they don't even know to handle their money, not knowing what's going on with it.
Yeah.
So it's just, that's a crazy decision to have to make at that age.
And I think like
And also balance a full-time career in a professional sport
yeah.
on top of all that.
And see, if you go to college and say you're like a one and done or whatever you choose to do, if you have to make that decision, I know like me personally,
Mhm.
like I know the load may be, as far as academics go, a little lighter for the athletes,
Yeah.
especially the big athletes that play basketball or football. I know the load may be lighter, but like me personally, with all the work I have as just a regular student that is not an athlete, there's no choice. If I have a chance to go, not have to do schoolwork,
Oh, yeah.
make money, a lot of money playing a sport,
A
I'm like,
lot of money.
it's a
yeah.
simple choice. I'm not going to hurt my
Well, I mean,
draft
think
stock.
they're making more on that. This is depressing to think about, but they're making more on that contract. Their original contract, is it frozen?
No, it's good on there.
Okay,
It's just, I
anyways.
think it's just like on there.
Anyways, sorry. They're making more on that original contract than the majority. A large percent. I don't even want to. The majority doesn't give it the credit that it deserves,
Yeah.
but then most people are going to make it their entire life,
Yeah,
like a lot more.
yeah.
So, just to put that into perspective, obviously I would love to be a professional athlete.
Who wouldn't?
Everybody who wouldn't want to, you know.
Alright.
But I mean, even people who are like, "No, I wouldn't want that life." It's like, nah. If you got handed that money to play a game, yes, obviously.
Is that Todd? Or that's T.
Yeah, Todd, too tall.
What do you mean by age limits?
I think he's saying age limits like like maybe they have to play a year of college, or they have to play 2 years of college, or
well, I mean, football now you have to play 3.
Yeah.
Which is insane.
Oh, is it 3?
Is it 2 or 3?
I thought it was 2.
Maybe it's 2. For some reason, I think no. I think it's 3 now. It used to be 2, but now it's 3. Like I think Trevor Lawrence has to play 3 years at Clemson before he can go to the NBA or NFL. Duh, sorry.
Yeah, I think
I feel like 3 years might be too much. I think 2 is solid.
I think a good point.
Because at that point, you might as well get your degree.
Yeah.
1 year.
Well, also,
just
did
as
you
an
see,
achievement thing.
Speaking of that, did you see where R.J. Hampton went
overseas
to play in Australia?
He's like the number 5 overall player or something.
Which is kind of like
6 or 7.
He's just going to make money.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm sweating, but
he was literally. I mean,
so
even more money than these swindlers from the NCAA will give you, like hashtag NC State. $75,000.
Yeah, exactly, Hanson. Like $5 million, I will do anything.
I'll
do anything for money anyway.
I learned to suck the world's best dick for $5 million.
Christ. Anyways,
believe that.
Yeah.
We have it on video.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
We're gonna clip that and save that for future.
Write that.
Clip it. Somebody clip it.
Somebody get that shit.
Somebody clip it. We got 13 viewers in here. Somebody clip it.
Oh god.
But no, seriously. 5. Like, could you imagine in our situation? Because we're all
fucking poor.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
Could you imagine if someone came in that door right there? Well, there's not a door, but came in the door.
The
archway, and put a briefcase down on this table, and it was $5 million.
Yeah, and they were like,
I would do. They were like, come with me.
They were like, if you learn to dunk in 2 months,
oh my God,
you can have this money. I'd be like, bet I'm dropping out of college. You're gonna go learn how to dunk.
And the cool thing with being an athlete is like, typically, not always, but typically, you're doing something that you love. It's a game.
Oh yeah, well I mean, it's a passion.
Yeah.
That is fun. Like they say, find a career that you enjoy instead of finding a career that pays well, which obviously you want to find a good balance because, I mean, this is a completely different topic, but not that money makes it like equals happiness, but money equals comfortability, which can lead to happiness, you know. But we'll talk about that another time. But so like finding a career that is something you can enjoy every day, that you wake up and you're like, even if you're not excited, you're not like,
yeah,
I don't want to do this.
As long as you don't want
so finding a career in something that you enjoy, it's like these guys literally found a career in one of the most fun things that people of all ages enjoy doing.
Yeah.
And I know it's like we're like harping on the fact that we're jealous, but
it's insane.
It's true.
It
you know?
really is like it's wild.
But yeah, so we kind of got the draft. Oh, before we finish talking about the draft, since we're North Carolina people, who would you like to see Kobe White play for? I mean, I just want to see him get to a cool team so I get a cool jersey.
What pick do the Suns have?
6.
To be honest, this because I do like the Suns as much hell as we give you. I really do like the Suns. I would love to see Kobe White in a Suns jersey with Devin Booker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'd be sick.
Fire.
That'd be a nice backcourt.
Yeah.
I feel like Kobe White, even though they're giving him some credit, is still underrated.
Yeah.
Even though he's still picked to go in like the top 8 or whatever.
Yeah. I really
he's still underrated.
Mm.
We've been in search for a point, but the point is that the Suns, if we're talking about this, have been in search.
Eric, you're beautiful. So I'm a male model, but I grew up ugly.
Yeah, you're beautiful.
We've been in the search for
a
point guard
different.
For a minute. Fuck you, Eric Bledsoe. Thanks, you fucking Beller. But
yeah,
with Kobe's size.
Yeah.
And his ability to shoot like he can.
Yeah.
And his hair. I mean, God, it's beautiful.
His hair is beautiful.
But, basketball related. His size and his athletic ability.
And maybe, like, such a young tandem backcourt with him and Devin Booker.
Mm-hmm. Well, Devin Booker's only, like, 23, right?
2 or 3.
Yeah.
Which
is crazy because he's been in the league for so long. Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Zion just turned 18 not too long ago. And I don't want to keep
19
going back
18.
to Zion. 18.
Jesus.
Yeah.
So was he 17 when he graduated high school, I guess?
I think so.
I couldn't even dunk a fucking bowl of cereal at 18.
Yeah, we got to fact check, you know.
Yeah, I want to fact check myself so I don't look like an idiot. But I'm pretty sure I saw that.
That's insane. Just like people, every time I watch a draft now,
18 years old. He turns 19 July 6th, so it wasn't recently, but he was born July 6, 2000.
every time I watch like the draft now, I'm like, wow, the majority of these players are younger than I am.
Oh God,
and I feel young.
Ever since
like
that
I still
started,
think I'm young, but it's like
yeah,
he's going to sign like a $10 million contract or whatever.
Yeah.
So,
and with him,
It gets
his
better
salary
with age.
and his bonus
yeah.
are not even a drop in the bucket compared to the things he's going to sign with like shoe companies and the commercials. He already has commercials, doesn't he?
I don't know. I don't know if he does yet.
I feel like if not, then he will soon. But anyways, you know, he's already all over TV. He's just not getting paid for it.
On SportsCenter.
Like, think about now that as soon as he gets drafted, they're going to have to pay him to being anything basically, except for obviously SportsCenter because they have those kind of rights. But the majority of things that he's going to get paid for.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's insane. But Kobe White, yeah, I guess the Suns, that would be cool. I've seen a lot of things that have him going to the Bulls, which that would also be cool.
That would be cool.
I just wanted him to go to a cool team so I can get a jersey.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'd like for him to go to the Hornets, but I don't want him to go there because that's
you guys have heard about
a positive situation to be in.
You guys have heard about the LA, all the debacle out there, like with LeBron and all that?
Well, I mean, you had the fans who were talking crap about it. I mean, that was like 40 people outside the stadium, but still.
Yeah.
Well, if there are any LA fans in here, Luke, Nelson, if you're watching, you got to think they took a Hall of Famer that was helping them recruit and scout these players, and they shit all over Magic Johnson because of LeBron.
Yeah.
It's not exactly fair for a guy that brought you rings to bitch out Magic Johnson for a player that you brought in that's on his way out.
He said in that interview, he was like, I just feel like, I don't remember exactly how he worded it, so I don't want to put words in his mouth, but I'm just going to say in general, he was like, I just don't feel like it's my team and stuff now to like make the decisions for, you know? So he just said it wasn't the situation he wanted to be in, which sucks because he was a great player and somebody that LA people love historically. So
it was crazy. I was seeing on First Take, so take it with a grain of salt. But on First Take, I was seeing like how they were talking about how unprepared everything was in LA and how they were talking how unprofessional it was. Like
the LeBron came in and everything just got weird. Yeah. Like, not that LeBron's not. That's another topic, but not one of the, if not the greatest, but one of the greatest players of all time. Yeah. But you know.
Well, too, like it was just a really weird season because he was hurt a lot too. You saw that report where the doctor, I think it was a doctor of some sort, said that he had been like dealing with a really bad injury all year.
I mean, he was out a lot.
Yeah, which respect to him too for playing through it. But like, it was just really weird. Like, it seemed like the chemistry just wasn't there. So, what pick do they have? That's the better question. Does anybody know that? Okay. I honestly do not know where the Lakers. Oh, it's 4th.
Jeez.
I think it's 4th.
It's crazy because they also have a lot of good young players. I mean, my opinion on Lonzo is not that great, but he's still a good player.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm not saying I dislike him as a person. I'm just saying I think he got overhyped.
Yeah,
it kind of made him. It's kind of made him ultimately lose the backing that he had because he didn't show out what people thought he would.
He's a really good facilitator. He's a good passer.
Oh yeah.
But I think if he could get a shot, that would really help his game a lot. But I mean, if Shaq had a shot, he'd be the best player in history. So
yeah, true. If he could shoot free throws. But yeah, you're right. Nowadays, I feel like you have to be a complete player to get all that hype.
Yeah, and like with the LeBron thing, I feel like even though there shouldn't be because of how good he's been, I feel like there's a lot of pressure on him this upcoming year. Because I feel
like if it doesn't pan out this year, he might retire.
When you're a player of that caliber, and you fail. For instance, the best example I can think of, because like I said, I'm a big Barcelona soccer fan. When Messi doesn't win a trophy, people are in the comments, wow, look at Messi, Ronaldo won, or it's like they're always pitting them against someone else, or they're calling them a failure because they didn't win. Even though they've won so many things like LeBron has, or like another great has. There's always going to be hecklers and people that are haters.
Yeah.
But like this year, LeBron didn't even make the playoffs, so that would be considered a huge failure for all the people that have the expectations of LeBron.
I know Luke, obviously, love you, Luke, but coming into the season, he was like, we're going to be great. Like, we got LeBron, we got Lonzo, we got Kuzma, and then, like, obviously LeBron was hurt a lot, but it didn't pan out, and I feel like the LeBron effect didn't work. Like, he went back to Cleveland, and it worked.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that was his place. That's where he originally was, so it made sense for it to work. They made it work with him. But LA doesn't want to give up all their good young players just to make it work with LeBron, so it's like, maybe that's not the best fit for him.
And all the expectations of like the LA people or LA fans was probably premature because, I mean, realistically, basketball is very reliant on chemistry and how well you play with people.
Oh, yeah, especially basketball.
And, I mean, what did they expect? To beat the Warriors their first year?
Mm-hmm.
Like, there were a lot of high expectations on them, and I think the expectations will still be there this year, but I think it was a big realization, slap in the face for the LA fans.
I'm a big believer that exaggerated expectations can destroy a lot of things. That comes to anything, not just sports. But having something really hyped up, and that's the one thing I worry about with Zion, is I feel like if he's not a generational NBA player, like talent like LeBron or Jordan or whoever, then people are going to like slowly forget him.
The expectation.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
And I wasn't around, obviously, not old enough when LeBron was in that position.
Yeah.
Coming out of high school, which was probably even worse coming out of high school. But, I feel like I haven't experienced that, but this is a first for me. This hasn't occurred in my lifetime,
right.
So I feel like it could either work out in his favor in a huge way, or it could destroy his legacy, which hopefully that doesn't happen. I wouldn't wish that on
Todd brings up a good point. He said you can't define a player by one ring, trophy, or title, and I think that's super accurate.
I'm cut off my chat.
I think that's super accurate because the first player I think of that never won a ring, basketball player at least, is Allen Iverson, and that used to be like one of my favorite players. Well, yeah, Steve Nash too.
And just think about the effect that they've had. I mean, even me, like, they're two of the people that pop in my head. Like, when I'm thinking of great basketball players, it's like, boom.
Yeah.
Those two. I mean, no, not the first two, but they're two huge ones.
Those are two players that, who knows, just because how people perceive titles and rings, they put so much value on it.
Well, that's a big deal, though.
Yeah. No, not taking anything away from that. Like, you know how big of a deal it is.
Yeah.
Because we always bring it up in arguments. It's always like... but anyway, just think of how people in general could have possibly perceived as Steve Nash and Allen Iverson if they had 3 rings.
Yeah, or even just like 1 or 2.
Because, those two players are commonly...
But I feel like that also brings up another big point that a lot of people don't think about, and it's that winning titles, or something that contradicts that point also, is winning titles, you don't do that with one player.
Yeah.
I mean, Cleveland... they had LeBron, but still, they had other good players on the team. So it's like, you can't win with just one good player.
You can't.
So that kind of contradicts the whole thing of one player being defined by a trophy, because it's like, what if a great player was always stuck on bad teams?
Yeah. Well, it's like, it's just, you got to ride that line where, because obviously championships and rings matter. That's the whole goal.
Yeah. I mean, that's the entire point of every season is
you
to
try
win
the championship.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, your point, you got to ride that line. Like, you have to respect greatness and great players, even if they don't win.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Ronaldo is always pitted against Messi. I have so much respect. I mean, Ronaldo is easily one of the best soccer players.
A lot of people would argue that they're the two best of all time. So
And I really wouldn't argue with that.
That's right, Eric. Dan Marino is one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time.
Perfect example. Dan Marino.
Yep.
Didn't get his title, but when the stats are there.
Yeah.
And like Eli Manning has 2.
Yeah, which he's still a good quarterback, but not now.
Yeah, Eli Manning, solid quarterback, but Eli Manning, Dan Marino, we all know who we're taking.
Yeah, obviously.
But it's just like
Eli
how it played out.
Manning will never be viewed as one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time.
Yeah.
And he has too. So
Yeah.
it's like whatever.
That's like with the Jordan and LeBron argument too. A lot of people make that MJ, and they just really
Ride the rings.
yeah. Which I mean, there's so many things to that. We'll wait for Isaac to argue.
Yeah,
with that.
that's something we can't handle at the moment.
Yeah.
But
We've been
yeah,
on for like 45 minutes, by the way.
yeah, to kind of
Who was that?
Karl Malone, John Stockton.
what is that?
Yeah,
Bryson?
exactly. I think it may be. If that's Bryson, what's up, bro?
But to transition, so we're not just constantly talking about the same stuff. We need to get together. Obviously, watch the finals.
Yeah.
Like every game. If it comes to a game 7, that would be insane because it would be in
Preferable.
Toronto, right?
It's gonna take all our fucking money, and we're gonna go be the North.
God, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Can't afford
Hashtag
that at
pipe
the moment.
dream.
Yeah, let's
God, true.
let's
But-
win the lottery, I guess.
Yeah, we'll just do that. But to transition, foods that we would eat in that setting.
Watching the games.
Yeah,
I think we all
we're all
like-
just like us as people
Super
who
Bowl
hang
party?
out with all the time. Yeah, perfect example. Like when we're just chilling,
Well-
hanging out.
What's the most fire foods?
What's the
Well,
best
I'll
food?
tell you, if you're eating
Mountain burrito.
with Eric Anthony on the Super Bowl and he fixes these bomb ass fucking chicken legs,
Like a whole leg.
like a whole leg, it
Like
was
the one you just
literally
pick up
shit.
and-
It was literally shit that dreams are made of.
Oh,
Like it wasn't
sounds
just
awesome.
it wasn't just a wing, the little bullshit fucking wing. It's this big ass. Oh, but
I was gonna say wings in general.
Compliments to the chef.
I feel like wings are one of the best. I mean, I like wings anytime,
Yeah.
ever, no matter what I'm doing.
Okay, boneless or bone-in?
Depends on the setting. If I'm going out to eat, like if I'm going out to Buffalo Wild Wings, boneless. It's easier. I don't get messy. I'm in public. I don't want to get crap all over my
But
hands.
at your house, do you prefer bone-in?
At my house, well, I feel like bone in they taste better. I don't know. Maybe that's
Okay,
just a
so-
weird thing.
No.
I feel like bone in tastes better, but Buffalo Wild Wings boneless wings are good enough to where it's like, okay, well these are good, so I'm just gonna.
Well,
get
tell us
this.
what you think in house.
Yeah, go ahead.
I love boneless because they're easy.
You can just eat them with like a fork.
Pick them up with a fork, shove them in your fucking fat mouth, and they're delicious.
Yeah.
But for me, as a person that's like fried a shit ton of wings,
Your palate is just...
they fuck you. They freak me out because that's the reason why if I get bone in
It's a
wings,
straight leg.
It wasn't straight up leg.
if I get bone in wings, and I always get them extra crispy because
Yeah.
the skin around it fucking freaks me out.
Yeah.
And not only do I think they taste better when they're extra crispy, for me anyway, but if the skin is all like fucking slimy and like it pulls off and
I
it
feel
kind
you.
of it feels like you're eating fat or something, that
Yeah.
grosses
Yeah, I
me
feel-
out.
That's
So
that
I'd
is a
rather
weird-
fucking be
That
eating
really is.
boneless.
Careful, I didn't take
I
it.
think like... God, wings are so good.
Yeah, they really are.
But like, honestly, if I had a choice, 9 times out of 10, I would pick boneless, because the main thing for me is that I can pick up a fork,
yeah,
just eat them all. When I deal with the bone in, like, I try not to be a messy eater, but it's so hard not to be when you have bone in.
like I feel like if we were just sitting at this table, random night, and not doing a podcast, and I could choose, and it was just us three, I'd probably go bone in.
yeah,
Nick says
Yeah.
that, but he eats fucking bone-in wings like James Bond. He's like the cleanest bone-in fucking wing eater of all
Like
time.
break it and
You look
get
at-
the marrow out.
You fucking look at Nick. He hasn't used a napkin. He has not literally taken a drink of drink. There's nothing
Water.
on his mouth.
Water specifically.
All his
Doesn't
fucking
drink
all
anything
his
else.
wings bones are sucked dry. And I'm sitting
He's
here
good
with
at that.
I'm sitting here with 400 napkins. I've had like 3 things of sweet tea.
Like 3 wings total, and you're messy.
And they're
you gotta like,
I'm
you
sitting there
gotta,
sucking my fingers like a porn star.
You gotta avoid your lips.
you gotta eat like a donkey.
Oh, I was just saying.
You gotta eat
just
like a
use your
donkey.
teeth.
No, yeah. You gotta like extend your teeth out.
You gotta like peel your lips back. No, yeah, it's like kind of like a donkey or a horse.
By the way,
Yeah.
Eric is dropping knowledge bombs on our ass about.
Oh god.
You get flavor from bones. That's why stock is
She
made
gets
from
flavor
bones.
from Bones E. You know what I'm saying?
Wings get soggy when the oil is too cool.
Dang.
Eric's just a fucking
Yeah.
straight up legend.
He really is. We're gonna have to get him on here sometime.
For
Oh,
sure.
it's a fact.
100% Eric's
Necessary.
joining us.
God, That'll be awesome. I can't wait to have guests.
Yeah, for sure. Like Isaac will be on.
Yeah,
well, Isaac's part of TDS.
Isaac will be part of it, so
yeah,
he's just got to get off work
he's
and
working
stuff.
right now, so we got to find a time. Like, I'm always off weekends.
I feel
Chris
like
is off.
Some of the best ones to watch will
Sundays.
be when it's us three and Isaac.
Yeah,
just because
well, that's
we'll be
TDS.
arguing.
I mean,
yeah,
that is
true,
TDS.
That is TDS.
So,
I feel like nobody really knows that we call ourselves that until now.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's been our
a few
for a long
people.
time.
It is actually. There's a select few of people that actually do know
Luke
that.
knows.
Yeah.
He's temporarily been added to the group message and then not anymore.
Yeah.
But he knows we still love him. It's just it's like a thing.
But having guests will be dope.
Yeah.
But
okay, no.
And obviously, this is like a completely like raw. It's like it's been intimate because we're like dunking our feet in the water.
Yeah.
It'll
get
trying it. I mean, I think it's going pretty good so far.
Yeah, like this is our first time doing it. Like nothing's gonna be perfect. Our lighting's probably not perfect. We have Mother Teresa on the wall. Like there's nothing that is just gonna go seamless the first time. So I would like to say that I've really enjoyed it.
The requirements of equipment that we have to do this are nothing. We have this microphone, we have a stand, and then a camera, and we just have to have something to plug it in. Obviously, my laptop, but all we need is outlets, so we can do this anywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going on the beach trip this summer. Probably do one. Yep. Probably do multiple. Honestly, if we don't have anything else to do, because we'll be able to talk about Stranger Things. Mm-hmm. God.
That show. But also we're gonna try and post these on YouTube.
Yeah, these will be on YouTube if you want to go back and watch.
I don't know the channel name yet. We haven't made it.
So it'll probably just be TDS or TDS Podcast.
It's probably going to be exactly what this is or something like that. Mm-hmm. I'll try and send out a link to let everybody know, but like on Twitter.
We'll post it on Twitter on our personal account, so we can probably make a Twitter account for it too.
But yeah, that's our plan. And see if we can. Eric sent you something about putting it on other platforms too.
Yeah, Google Play.
There's if we can
iTunes.
Just do the audio, we can post it on. There's a podcast app that majority of podcasters
I think
use.
you may be able to turn it into an MP3, which is just audio.
So. But yeah, so.
Hugh got damn right, Dancy.
Yeah, but I'm really excited. What do you say?
Y'all know Hugh, right?
Oh yeah, of course.
Hugh got damn right.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's Bryce. It's got to be Bryson.
Yeah,
for sure, man. Appreciate you coming out. But it's been cool because we can talk about
anything. I mean, that's the whole point of this. Is I feel like us three and Isaac. Obviously, I'm just saying us three because we're here now.
Right.
We really gel together. I mean, we're family.
I mean, Jesus. Yeah.
We all do. Me
I'm sure everyone's watching this.
We're basically brothers.
Yeah.
Me and Chris are basically brothers. We're the same age and everything.
And Isaac's really the same way.
Yeah, and Isaac's the same way. Just
so close,
So us three gel together, but we've been together enough in our life that we disagree on certain things, which I know tonight we didn't disagree a lot. Yeah. But in the future,
it's coming.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, me and Bryson have argued.
Yeah. Oh god.
Quite a few times.
We'll get into that. We'll get into just stories about us.
And then when you throw in Isaac,
God, then you throw Isaac in the mix. It's a whole other story.
That literally completes the group.
Yeah.
That's
Chris is I don't know how to explain Chris. I don't want to say dad because I don't want to do that to him.
Chris tries to.
Chris fits us so well, and it's crazy.
Chris tries to mediate, he gets calm, and then Isaac will say something, or I'll say something that rattles him, and then he just completely goes off.
Yeah.
I'm literally, honestly, a ticking fucking time bomb.
That's so true. In a good way.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
It's everybody that knows me, I'm just passionate. And then sometimes, I don't know, most of the time I'm just chill.
Yeah. Well, I mean, everyone...
16 viewers per year.
Okay, I know this is like a little sobby. Not really, but everyone I met, Chris, is I love Chris.
Yeah.
And obviously, we see, the negative side of all of us more than anybody else. I mean, obviously our parents, but, and Thomas obviously sees mine. But we know, the negative parts of us more than anybody else.
Right.
But... everybody else usually just sees the positive stuff, and from the perception that people have of us, everybody I've ever met's been God, I love Chris.
How do you not love Chris?
Yeah, how do you not love Chris?
God.
I mean, we're jerking him right now, but still.
I should have taken my pants and I didn't know I was getting my dick sucked.
Anyways, but yeah, so I don't know. I just feel I'm really excited about this. I'm
For
glad,
sure, I'm
glad we had a good
we
had a good run on
and
our
we
first
got
night.
14 viewers right now, so
we appreciate you guys sticking it out.
Awesome.
It's cool.
This has just been something and we'll get in more in depth about this in the future. But me and Nick, especially, and Isaac too, but me and Nick going way back, have always been interested in YouTube and like videos, and we always wanted to do it, but we were either too young, so people wouldn't respect it. We were either busy, we either didn't have the money to do that, we either we didn't understand it at the time. We just watched YouTube videos, or we just life's busy. Yeah, in general, we just don't make time for things when it's not an instant payoff. Actually, I'm taking a single credit class right now at online for app, and it's about like better study skills. But anyway, the first chapter was on procrastination, and it was like the mind, like when you go to bed at night and like say you have something that you really want to do, and you're like, I'm gonna wake up, I'm gonna do it, or tomorrow I'm gonna get this accomplished,
like workout,
and then you wake up and you're completely different. You're like, well, I'm gonna do this instead, because it's kind of deep to go into to explain it, but basically you have a future self and a present self in your mind, and your future self, it's easy for your mind to be like, yeah, I'm gonna do this down the road. You get it?
Are you a psychology major?
No. I took one psychology class. Listen, it makes sense. Think about this.
I'm trying to process on.
No. I love you guys, but I also hate you.
Okay,
but listen.
Go ahead.
Okay. I'm giving you breast cancer.
Okay, sorry. But anyway, so like you have a future self and a present self, and this is all from literally one article and for my class, and it's easy for your mind to process things in the future, but your present self also values instantaneous gratification much more. Yeah. So it's like
convenience.
You can think about yourself eating salads for the next week and be like, yeah, I'm going to do that. But when it comes down to it and you're like, I'm going to sneak this burger in.
Or there's a bucket of Reese's Cups right here.
Yeah, I'm not going to at least dabble in it. Yeah. It's just like, that was always our problem is we were like, down the road, this will be really fun to do. Yeah. Like, if we start now, down the road, maybe it'll blow up, and now we're finally doing something of that nature, which I'm excited about. But that was always what stopped us, is like, and my anxiety would kind of get me. I would always get nervous. Yeah. But
and that's the thing too. Like, you got to take advantage of opportunities and just
if we ever get a lot of fans, I'm gonna get clips so many times, and just completely mixing my words. I do that so often, and I just get going, and I can't stop.
Yeah. All YouTubers do it though too. They just edit it out. So
that's why it's raw. That's why I like the podcast. I like watching other people's podcasts because they're raw.
Yeah, I'm not sure who this is, but Yo Azik says y'all like Chris Stapleton.
Yeah,
actually,
I like Chris Stapleton.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know a lot of.
And this is really
like 2 songs, and I don't like.
We're not huge country music fans.
Yeah,
don't let that push you off.
I'm not.
I would say if anybody here is more of one, it's probably me. I got to have, and that's like a thing. Yeah. But I like Luke Combs, which is but
whatever.
He's a guy who went to App, so it's kind of cool. But Chris Stapleton is actually somebody I listen to. The song Tennessee Whiskey.
Oh my god,
his voice.
It really is. I love that song.
Insanely good.
I have it downloaded.
Well, I'm a massive, like, the more like we get into this stuff, like, I'm a massive music fan. Obviously, we all are.
Music is a good subject that we could like spend a whole episode on.
Yeah, no, probably multiple episodes.
Yeah,
but
let's.
But
don't get too deep.
Yeah, don't get too deep.
Just throw something.
He's bluesy. He's bluesy. So, and I'm a huge blues fan.
Well, he's bluesy, and it's kind of like a rock type thing, not like metal, but like just rock, like rock and roll. It's got a little bit of that in there too.
Yeah, he's got that underlying like.
It's not just straight like hardcore redneck country.
Azik is going in on us. You don't like country?
I'm sorry. I know we can agree on something.
Well,
can we agree on butt jokes?
Okay.
Of course, everybody can agree.
I'm talking generally, and also at the same time, you could also argue that there are a lot of rap. Like, rap is probably my favorite. Yeah. And you could also argue like there are a lot of rap songs I listen to, and I'm like, this is garbage.
Oh yeah, well, there's a lot of times when I can see other people's perspectives.
So that's a bigger argument, but anyway.
Shout out Spencer.
Anyway, that's a bigger argument. But,
oh yeah, by the way, happy late birthday.
Yeah, happy
Spencer.
late birthday. I forgot.
Congratulations on
21.
Yeah. Congratulations on finally having your first alcoholic beverage.
Yeah.
Well,
first of all time.
Legally.
First of all time.
Yeah, that's his first.
Wait, it was. Oh. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways. We got 13 viewers right now, but we've been going for like an hour, so we're going to wrap it up, I guess.
Yeah, I really appreciate everybody tuning in.
Yeah, it's been
everybody who's dropped through.
Yeah.
This will probably end up on YouTube,
Yeah.
whether it's the whole thing or just parts or whatever.
Yeah, like 15 viewers, and I know that sounds crazy, like 15 people is not a lot.
And I know it's mostly people we know, but still, like, that's cool.
Yeah, like it's really cool to be here live, like
Yeah.
looking at the stream, like seeing people interact is super dope. So like, we really appreciate you guys coming through.
Yeah, and real quick before we get out, this is my man Matt Martin. That's completely ridiculous. I haven't talked to you in ages, man. So, dude,
That's
thanks
cool.
for fucking
I
stopping
appreciate
in.
it.
What up,
I don't know
man?
you, Matt, but what's up, man?
We need that fucking. Eric's got a point. We need to wrap that shit up, fucking thing from the Chappelle show. So when it's time to wrap it up,
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude, we're gonna now that it's gone, I would say reasonably well.
I feel like this is. I didn't expect it to get any better. than
it's
this.
only gonna get better.
Even
like,
though I messed up my
promise.
words a lot and stuff.
we're
that's just
only
me.
gonna get sexier.
Yeah, true. I've been working out a little
I'm just
bit,
kidding.
you know.
Okay, I can't speak for myself. But
But yeah, no, yeah.
But yeah, man.
It should only go up from here, hopefully, until one of us slips up and says something ignorant. But cross that bridge when we get there.
yeah,
yeah, but
anyways.
like we were saying, man. Thank you guys, really.
yeah.
I really appreciate
It's
it.
been dope.
And we'll have more to come.
Yeah, we're gonna do.
I would say
one-
we're probably gonna do one every Saturday, if not Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah,
most
probably
likely.
definitely on the weekends. 'cause
Every
that's when I'm
Friday,
off.
Saturday, or Sunday. We'll say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We'll try and like let you guys know beforehand because like obviously most of you know us personally, so
Yeah.
we'll try and let you know when the next one is.
And you never know how many, because we might end up doing more now that we know how simple it is to set up
All right.
and stuff, and we have multiple locations to do it at. It takes a small amount of equipment to do it, so.
Yeah.
But really, we do appreciate it. I know we're harping on that a lot, but
Yeah, it's been fun.
having supporters off the jump is pretty awesome. It
Yeah.
usually takes time.
So next week, just be looking for one.
Just be ready Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. It'll be posted on Twitter.
Yeah.
And if you guys want, we could always do like a little Snapchat thing. And if you want to be in the group, we could snap and
Yeah.
tell you guys whenever
Yeah,
Yeah.
for updates or anything like that.
Yeah, just hit us up. You guys know all of us.
yeah.
so.
You know all three of us, or how to get a hold of us at
Yeah.
least.
But yeah, that was it, man. Thank you guys for coming through.
Yeah, we
and,
appreciate it.
We'll see y'all next week.
We'll see you next
Love
week.
y'all.